What the hell is going on, people? This is Periodic, and we are doing One Piece live reaction 833. I got confused because I just read Bleach. This one is called Vinsmoke Judge. I apologize. Get that yawn out the way right now. I just woke up. Vinsmoke Judge. So if you remember in the last chapter, Sanji is about to fight his father. He has no love for his family. He already whooped his younger brother's ass, as pointed out by his father. And the Straw Hats got separated. Luffy is still in a different part of the forest, and the rest of the Straw Hats are currently with one of Charlotte's, one of Big Mom's daughters. So, One Piece 833. Let's check it out. Front page is just another poster for Gold, the One Piece movie that's coming out. That will be on Crunchyroll, which is pretty dope. I believe it's on Funimation streaming as well, Funimation app. There is a ad for a One Piece film Gold watch. It's like an all-black watch with gold analog dials. Looks actually decent. I wonder how you get it. That's pretty cool. Okay, next page is again another advertisement. Probably the voice actor in a gold suit. Sparkly gold suit. Yeah, probably some of the voice actors and a few more posters for One Piece Gold. Interesting. And a full page cover art. Film Gold will be in theaters across Japan starting July 23rd. Be sure not to miss it. So that's just tomorrow. A special color spread to celebrate the widely anticipated opening of the film Gold. Sales of newly released Volume 82 and Color Walk 7 are going through the roof. So that's cool. So it's a big Japanese celebration, fireworks, koi fish, everyone in kimonos eating watermelon. I didn't know that was like a Japanese treat, but okay. Another spread. Again, that voice actor guy, who I'm assuming is a voice actor, in the same gold suit with gold hair and just a bunch of items, I guess, that you can purchase. Gold adventure, a whole bunch of stuff. It looks like a game. There looks like a clock. One Piece type lottery ticket possibly. Okay. Let's get out of there and go to Whole Cake Island. It's a duel. Germa Kingdom. No, they're like, it's a duel. So we're at the Germa Kingdom. Of course, all the Germa Kingdom is a bunch of the ships locked together. And author's note, it says, or scanlator's note, after establishing that Judge's name follows the same pattern as his son's, this is what we'll be using from now on. So just Judge. And everybody's running in the background. I heard that the duel is between the commander and this Sanji guy we've been hearing about. What kind of kid is he? Well, it's not too hard to imagine. Germa Kingdom, Yonji Forest. And by the way, everybody's got like a white tee with some kind of glasses on their face, like some kind of shades, black pants, and a Germa 66 belt. I just heard that Sanji was still going on about declining the marriage, so I told him off in place of our father. I didn't expect things would. Good lord, freaking Yunji's face is like all like distorted and he's all bruised, and he's like, I didn't expect things would be much different from back then, but this was the result. That bastard, I'll make him pay. And they're like clanging on his headphones so it can get fixed. Master Yonji, I don't think a hammer is going to do the job. So it's like this old man with like some weird engineering goggles and like a bowl cut, and they're like in an engineering room. I'm gonna use the press machine, so hold still. He's like, huh? Say what? And then these two big hammers are gonna slam on the side of his head. Dong! Hits him under the head. He's like, as good as new. He's like, curses. How could a good for nothing like him possibly get the better of me? So what the hell are those headphone jacks then? That's so weird. Noise inside of the castle. So that's Master Sanji. Looks strong. He's not even wearing a raid suit. That bounty of his seriously wasn't just for show. They're like, oh. Yeah. So freaking Sanji's already fighting his father. His father's got one arm holding the kick. Like, boom. Damn, but his father's taking a hit. Like, he felt the kick. Like, ugh. And he's like, And he's got this big staff. This is the fight we're talking about. So Sanji's already getting into it. He's doing his spinning kick when he's doing it on his hand, and this dude took the kick full on and is kind of, you know, smarting from it. But Judge has like this big pole arm. He's got the long cape, as I talked about before. He's got Super Saiyan 3 here. And he's like, so you dare kick your own father? Sanji's like, you started this fight, so I'm going to finish it. Furthermore, don't dare call yourself my parrot anymore. And then he comes back with the pole arm, like, he's slashing all over the place. You've returned home, Sanji. This means that you are indeed my son. And Sanji's like, it's hard for me to feel a sentiment in that when you're waving around a big-ass spear trying to impale me. I have every intention of leaving this place and returning to my crew as soon as this tea party bullshit is over. The marriage is a total farce. And the crowd is like, get some! And the father's Judge is like, still harping on about that. Do you truly... I'll give you 1 second. He's like, do you truly think that Big Mom will sit idly by in the face of such betrayal? Sanji's like, I could care less about what happens to you after the fact. I only came here to protect my crew. And Judge is like, are you saying that you'd sacrifice your own family? And Sanji's like, how many times do I have to say it? You're definitely no family of mine. And then this is a flashback when he was a little kid. You're good for nothing. This piece of shit was caught in the middle of making food for a bunch of filthy rats again. Royals aren't meant to dirty their hands cooking, moron. And like, it looks like all three brothers just kicked him into a glass, and he like bounced off of it and is bleeding on the ground. And he's like, shut up, give it back. Then he goes to punch one of the older brothers right in the face, and he hurts his hand. He's like, ouch. And then the brother punches him back. Boom, who do you think you are? Don't ever touch me, moron. Punching him up. Both of the young brothers, or the young brother and the other brother, are like, ha, so weak, what a loser. And he's still beating him up. All four of us may have been born on the same day, but you're totally the black sheep of the bunch. Oh, all four of us may have been born on the same day. Interesting. So they're all four twins. I didn't know that. And it goes to order of most likely strongest with the name, or just when they came out. Interesting. And he's like, his tears are welling up on the ground. And they're like, ah, father. He's like, And he's like, are you bullying Sanji again? They're like, father. Sanji's like, father, help. He looks. He's like, why should I? It's clear as day that you'll be useless as a warrior in the future. I have no obligation to help you. And I see no worth in raising you either. You're nothing but a stain, a disgrace to our family name. And his tears are dripping. And the daughter is like, yeah. Like, get up. I'll give you some of my personal training. You bring nothing but shame to all of us. So all the kids are like picking on him. They're like, do it, Yunji. Charge right at him. Hell yeah. Blah. And then he gets hit again. So Sanji got bullied by his brothers, who were the same age as him, all his life, just because he had a kind soul. He had empathy. And now he's pissed off. And Judge is like, were you reminiscing just now? For boom! And Sanji blocks the pole arm with his leg. He's like, ah. And drops down. To think that you would all be capable of using haki. He stopped the top of that spear with his leg. What's wrong? I'll give you the courtesy of picking up a sword. I remember training you in the way of the sword. And Sanji's like, these hands of mine have an ultimate power. What the hell is that line from G Gundam? This hand of mine glows red with an awesome power. Anyway, he goes, these hands of mine exist for the sole purpose of cooking. Unless you're one of the ingredients to one of my dishes. He's like, I won't ever use my hands, let alone handle a sharp tool. Using my legs and kicks are my only recourse when it comes to combat. Now, that's not particularly true, because he actually used his hands in a battle against a cook on a train. I forgot what the battle was for. I forgot who he fought, but I do remember that happening. He was so mad that the guy was a cook and doing it like incorrectly or whatever that he used his hands. The daughter is like, huh? He's a beast. Hard to believe he's the same Sanji that we all remember. And Judge is like, so I see you still have that disgusting habit of making food for a bunch of filthy rats. You fool! You must remember that royals were never meant to serve others. Sanji's like, it's in one ear and out the other, and right out the other with you. What do you have to complain about in this marriage? And then the back of his feet get the boosters. Judge got the boosters on his boots and flies up in the air. Sanji's like, And then he's flying up. And then freaking the rest of the crew, the rest of the German 66 are like, the commander flung himself towards Sanji. The fighting style of a man once known as the Garuda. The Garuda is a mythical bird king and mount of the Lord Vishnu from Hindu mythology. Okay. It's not something you get to see every day. And then Sanji's like, what irony. And he's coming down at him like straight down with his spear. And Sanji's like, huh? He's like, Diable Jambe. His feet get on fire. Golier shot! And flips up and may have broken the polearm. I'm not sure because a bunch of fire just flung across. But this dude, Judge, grabs his foot. He's like, clench. And he's like, huh? And then he swings him. So he didn't break the polearm. He swings him and slams him into the ground. What's next? And then he comes at Sanji, and he's got the foot. His foot is on fire. He's like, war is what advances technology. He's like, huh? Electromagnetic crack. And then boom, kicks Sanji. Electricity slashing all over the place, flashing. Again, his boot does a blaster. Boom, and kicks Sanji. Sanji goes flying. Whoa! Sanji's scraping all against the ground. And he's just on the floor, kind of lying down. And he's like, hey, mind if I ask you one thing? So he's not even taking this fight seriously, it seems. The Judge is like, the German you once knew is already a thing of the past. And he's like, should blood parents be viewed in some holier than thou light? You never bothered giving that little kid a single decent memory. The poor runt had it pretty rough back then, wouldn't you agree? And Sanji's locked behind bars as a little kid with a helmet on his head, like covering his field of view. And he's like, Father, please let me out. Father, it's dark and creepy. And so he's doing the Diable Jambe again, but he's like, Bolé, a frère. So his foot is getting even hotter. No fire anymore. It's just like light. He's like, I feel nothing but hatred towards this man. And Judge is like, whoa. Oh, people getting in the way. Wow, that's messed up. People, his German 66 soldiers are forming a wall, and Judge is still flying at him. And Sanji's like, huh? Oi, get out of the way, dumbasses. And wow, Judge just stabbed through one of them and is still going to Sanji. And Sanji's like, huh? And blocks it with his foot. And Judge is like, electromagnetic shafts. And then boom, shoots through. Sanji goes flying again. Cigarette goes out of his mouth. He's got his eyes closed and everybody's cheering like, yeah. And, still at the kingdom, he's like, you're quite sturdy. You continue to amaze. And so the fight's over. And the sister's like, to think that I'm looking at the same little boy from back then. It's unfathomable. And he's like, this is also stupid. I just want to get this tea party business over with and leave this place as soon as possible. Then I can finally leave this entire mess behind me. I let myself believe that maybe you lot had slightly changed for the better, but now I see that was wishful thinking. You're all much worse than before. Get out of my sight, old man. I refuse to be affiliated with you in any way. He's like, say what you will. You can't deny that you have my blood running through your veins. Don't get me wrong. All of Germa's soldiers wouldn't think twice about giving up their lives for us Vinsmokes. They're the ones who make up Germa's ultimate army. Then why don't you use that ultimate army of yours to realize whatever idiotic ambitions you have? Taking over North Blue? That's just fantastic. A perfect goal for an evil bunch led by the likes of you. A sensible, if not predictable, statement. But with this alliance with Big Mom, that ambition of ours becomes a guaranteed reality. All we need from you is simple cooperation. Do not forget, my initial request was to peacefully negotiate terms with you. He's like, It's true that I would love to have someone as powerful as Big Mom as an ally. However, despite it being a mere marriage, I refuse to hand over one of my precious sons to that mentally deranged woman. He's like, huh? And that's when it struck me. Yes, that's right. Now that I think of it, I used to have an extra dud laying around here somewhere. You are to serve as a means to an end, Sanji. Nothing more. He's like, ugh. Just so we're both clear, I still and never will see a fool like you as a son of mine. Not in the slightest. He's like, ugh. And Sanji's sister is holding his hands and puts a lock on his wrist. And he's like, hey, what the hell is this? You said something about your hands being the most precious to you. Well then, perfect. Are you familiar with the collars that world nobles put on their slaves? A handy tool that allows them to blow up anyone who tries to run away from their own owner. Those wristlets are no different. If you try to leave this island, well, let's just say you'll be cooking with your feet. He's like, Big Mom was kind enough to lend us a pair, and only she possesses the keys to all those devices. Well, that isn't to say that Germa would ever let you leave this place alive in the first place, because we surely wouldn't. Whether you like it or not, I'll definitely have you proceed with the marriage. Sanji is knee deep in it now. 8:33 end. What pricks? What D-bags these Germa people are. And I thought for a second, Oda had me thinking for a second that Judge was not going to go through with the marriage and had another nefarious scheme plot. But it seems that's not the case. I thought that he was going to try to screw over Big Mom, but that's not what he's going to do. He wants to try to screw over his own son, of all people. Man. What D-bags? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. I'm very curious to see what happens next. Sanji looked like he threw the fight on purpose. And I'm not even sure what the fight proved at the end of it, because nothing really happened. Nothing came of it. So I thought it was going to be like a Makura, like in World of Warcraft or something like that. Or, you know, whatever the duel is in Klingon. I thought it was going to be some kind of honor duel that led to the person having to do something for the person that they lost to, but that's not the case. So I don't know what's going to happen from there. Comment if you do have an idea or if you have a theory. As always, this is Periodic saying see ya.